pass this time over now to Jeff.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much for allowing me to come to you today and talk about our company, which is SOS Components located in Brisbane. We started off around about 8 years ago in a small garage in my house in Brisbane, and since then we've grown exponentially to employ around about 14, 15 staff over a period of time. And not too many great or lesser input by Materialise. Sorry, let me go back a slide. Materialise software and Magix RP has certainly put us in the position where we are at the moment. So if anyone's sitting on the fence and is thinking about purchasing Magix RP or any Materialise software, I can thoroughly recommend it, because without Materialise and Magix software, we were certainly not able to grow as exponentially as where we are. I'd like to also thank Industry Update magazine in Australia, who keeps us abreast of all the comings and goings in the industry. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my lovely wife here, who handles all our company administration and handles most of the stress of the company, leaving me free to do what I do best, which is make parts. I'm going to talk about 3 projects that we've done recently over the last 12 months, which is 3D printing a group of patents for SmartBar. SmartBar manufacture rotational moulded bull bars in the Australian market, and they're a vehicle protection system. Also, after that, we'll do reverse engineering of a truck dashboard, where the project was taking a US design truck dashboard, converting it from a left-hand drive to a right-hand drive, and manufacturing components. And then one of our largest projects, which is Newcrest mining of the Cadia Valley operations, where we 3D printed a full mine, which is above ground and below ground, for their social licence to operate. So getting started on the SmartBar project, the SmartBar wanted to move away from CNC manufacturing their patents for casting of their rotational moulded components. So they came to us to try to find a way to develop 3D printed casting patents. What we had to do was look at reducing their patent inventory by 50%. So instead of CNCing 4 patents per casting, we managed to get that down to 2 patents per casting. We created rigid patents using 3D printed technology that weren't affected by moisture, or humidity, or temperature. We decreased their production costs and their time to market, because no longer were they tied to the constraints of CNC machining and finding large blocks of MDF to manufacture their patents out of. We simply took their design of their patents and 3D printed it. It was that simple. And then, rather than machining them solid, we 3D printed them on the Z-Corp 3D printer. Now, of course, it's 3D systems. As you can see here, this is the rotational moulded components. This is hanging above my desk in my office in Brisbane. And without a doubt, Magix RP was the right tool for the job. It enabled us to take the 3D CAD file, and this particular file here, you can see all the segments here are already sliced up. So we're actually able to slice up all the components in the software prior to 3D printing, and we knew that we could guarantee a fit of all the components together, so you can see all the cut lines here. One of the tools that we used to do that was Advanced Cut, and it was particularly helpful to be able to produce this geometry quickly and efficiently with no hassles. We could identify what our notch height was, which is this area here, how much clearance we needed between component to component, and we found about 0.2 of a millimetre between component was good. It allowed us to give that little bit of flexibility to get the 3D printed components together, a little bit of alignment flexibility as well. We also used it to add some alignment marks. Sorry, I got poaching the eye with that a second ago. We put some alignment marks in there, right? So when we went to line up all the components on our test bench, we were able to use these as points to which we would use the Faro arm to line all the components up. I can't quite see that slide, but when we use the